Are you terrified of getting lost in a winter storm? Picture this. A blizzard's rolling in, you're miles off the beaten track, and that wrong turn you took has landed you in a fight for survival. The temperature is plummeting, your phone's dead, and the only thing standing between you and the unforgiving cold is you. What do? Panic? Not a chance. We're about to equip you with the skills to conquer the cold and make it out alive. This isn't some Hollywood movie. It's about understanding the raw power of nature and respecting its brutal honesty. Out here in the wild, it's not about brute force. It's about using your head. We're diving deep into the top 10 survival skills you need to know to outsmart winter's worst. Get ready to learn because these skills aren't just about survival, they're about thriving in the face of adversity. So, stay tuned, stay focused, and let's conquer the cold together. Number 10. Layering smartly. I don't think people understand how crucial layering is for winter survival. Think of it like building a wall against the elements. First up, your base layer. This is the layer closest to your skin, and its job is to wick away moisture. Merino wool or synthetic fabrics are your best bets here. They'll keep you dry even when you're working up a sweat. Next, the insulating layer. This is your warmth provider. Think fleece, wool, or down. It traps your body heat and keeps that precious warmth close. Remember, multiple thin layers are better than one bulky one. They trap more heat and give you flexibility. Finally, the outer shell. This is your shield against the wind, rain, or snow. Look for waterproof and breathable materials like Gore-Tex. This layer is crucial for keeping those inner layers dry and doing their job. And remember, layering isn't just about piling it on. It's about adapting to your activity level and the changing weather. Listen to your body and adjust those layers accordingly. Number 9. Building a shelter. Finding shelter is non-negotiable when the mercury plummets. It's about creating a pocket of warmth, a safe haven from the elements. And trust me, it can be the difference between life and death. Look for natural shelters first. A fallen tree, a rock overhang, a dense cluster of evergreens. These can all provide some initial protection from the wind and snow. If nature doesn't provide, we build our own. A simple snow trench can be surprisingly effective. Find a drift, dig deep, and use branches or your backpack to create a roof. Insulation is key. Pine boughs, leaves, even your spare clothes can create a barrier between you and the frozen ground. The more you insulate, the warmer you'll be. And remember, size matters. Your shelter should be small enough to contain your body heat, but large enough to move around comfortably. Too big, and you'll struggle to warm it up. Number 8. Starting a fire. Are you struggling to stay warm in the winter wilderness? Fire is more than warmth. It's a morale booster, a beacon of hope in the darkness. But starting a fire in winter conditions can be tough. It takes practice, patience, and the right technique. First, gather your tinder, kindling, and fuel. Tinder needs to ignite easily from a spark. Think birch bark, cotton balls, or dryer lint. Kindling are small, dry twigs that catch fire quickly from the tinder, and fuel is your larger logs that'll keep the fire going strong. Next, create a stable base for your fire. Use dry rocks or logs to create a platform that'll allow for airflow. Now, the ignition. A lighter or waterproof matches are ideal, but in a pinch, you can use a fire starter or even a battery and steel wool. Once your tinder catches, carefully build your fire using the teepee or log cabin method, gradually adding larger pieces of kindling and fuel as the flames grow. Number 7. Navigating without GPS. I don't think people understand how easy it is to lose your way out here, especially in a whiteout. The snow erases landmarks, and disorientation can set in quickly. That's why knowing how to navigate without relying on technology is crucial. The sun is your compass. Even on cloudy days, you can usually tell its general direction. Remember, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Use this knowledge to get your bearings. At night, the stars become your guide. Learn to identify Polaris, the North Star. It's the one constant in the night sky and will always point you north. Pay attention to natural clues. Wind patterns, tree growth, even the flow of water can provide subtle hints about direction. These signs are everywhere if you know what to look for. And always, always trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Retrace your steps, reevaluate your surroundings, and don't be afraid to wait for better visibility. Number 6. Emergency water sources. I don't think people understand how crucial it is to stay hydrated in winter. Dehydration can sneak up on you, leading to fatigue and impaired judgment. Melting snow or ice is the most obvious way to get water in winter, but it's not as simple as it seems. You can't just eat snow, it'll lower your body temperature and lead to hypothermia. Melt it first. Use a metal container over your fire to melt snow or ice. If you don't have a container, create a solar still. Dig a hole in the ground, line it with a plastic sheet, and place a weight in the center. The sun will evaporate the snow, and the water will collect at the bottom. Look for running water sources like streams or rivers. Moving water is less likely to be frozen solid, but you'll still need to purify it by boiling or using a water filter. Remember, gathering and melting snow takes time and energy. Conserve your energy by staying hydrated throughout the day, even if you don't feel thirsty. Number 5. Food for foraging. I bet you didn't know nature has a pantry even in winter. Finding food in a winter landscape can be challenging, but nature always provides. You just need to know where to look and what to look for. Remember, we're not aiming for a gourmet meal. We're looking for sustenance. Learn to identify edible plants that persist during winter. Pine needles can be brewed into a tea rich in vitamin C. Tree bark, particularly from birch and pine trees, can be eaten raw or boiled to extract nutrients. Look for nuts and seeds. Acorns, walnuts, and hickory nuts are often available throughout winter, providing valuable calories and fats. Small animals can be a source of protein. Trapping is more energy efficient than hunting. Set snares using natural materials like branches and vines along animal trails. Always be 100% certain of a plant or mushroom's edibility before consuming it. If you're unsure, it's better to err on the side of caution and leave it be. Number 4. First aid for frostbite and hypothermia. I bet you didn't know how crucial it is to recognize frostbite and hypothermia early. The cold is a silent threat. It creeps up on you slowly, numbing your senses before you realize the danger. Recognizing the signs of frostbite and hypothermia is crucial for preventing serious injury. Frostbite affects extremities first: fingers, toes, nose, and ears. The skin turns white or grayish-yellow and it feels hard and waxy. If you suspect frostbite, get to a warm shelter immediately. Never rub frostbitten skin, it can cause further damage. Gently rewarm the affected area with warm, not hot water. Hypothermia is a medical emergency. It sets in when your body temperature drops dangerously low. Symptoms include uncontrollable shivering, slurred speech, and confusion. If someone is showing signs of hypothermia, get them out of the cold immediately. Remove wet clothing and insulate them with blankets or extra layers. Skin-to-skin contact can also help raise body temperature. Number 3. Signaling for rescue. I bet you didn't know how crucial it is to guide your rescuers in a survival situation. Even when faced with the most challenging situations, never give up hope of rescue. Signaling effectively can dramatically increase your chances of being found. A brightly colored signal panel is your most valuable tool. Use it to reflect sunlight towards potential rescuers. A mirror or even a CD can work in a pinch. Build a signal fire. The key is to create a lot of smoke. Use green boughs or add water to your fire to create a dense plume that will be visible for miles. Create ground-to-air signals. Use rocks, branches, or even your gear to form large, contrasting shapes on the ground. The International Distress Signal, 3 fires or piles in a triangle, is universally recognized. If you have a whistle, use it. The sound carries farther than your voice, especially in windy conditions. 3 blasts in succession is a distress signal. Number 2. Psychological survival. You need to hear this if you're a survival enthusiast. Conquering the mental game. Survival isn't just about physical skills, it's about mental toughness. Staying positive and managing fear is essential when the odds are stacked against you. Focus on what you can control, not what you can't. You can't change the weather, but you can build a shelter, start a fire, and signal for help. Break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable ones. It's less daunting to focus on gathering tinder than it is to think about building an entire fire. Find ways to stay occupied. Sing, tell stories, or play mental games to keep your mind sharp and prevent boredom from setting in. Remember, your mindset is your most powerful tool. Stay positive, stay focused, and never give up hope. The human spirit is incredibly resilient. Number 1. Essential gear to carry. Being prepared can make all the difference in a survival situation. Having the right gear in your pack can provide a critical advantage when you're battling the cold. A reliable knife is your most essential tool. It can be used for everything from building a shelter to preparing food. A fire starter is a must-have. Waterproof matches or a ferrocerium rod will ensure you can start a fire in even the dampest conditions. A first aid kit is non-negotiable. It should include essentials for treating cuts, burns, hypothermia, and frostbite. A compass and map are crucial for navigation, even if you're familiar with the area. Extra layers of clothing, a hat, gloves, and a waterproof shell can provide vital protection against the elements. If you don't like the cold but still want to thrive in winter, then master these skills. So there you have it, the essential skills to not just survive but thrive in winter's grip. Remember, these skills are more than just techniques, they're a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Out in the wild, knowledge is power, and preparation is key. Don't wait for a survival situation to learn these skills. Practice them, master them, and share them with others. Surviving in the wild isn't just about strength, it's about strategy. Which of these skills surprised you the most? Comment below and don't forget to subscribe for more life-saving tips and survival know-how.